Devil May Cry 3 is a game where you play as John Devil as he meets a girl named May on his way to make his brother cry. And yes, that was all wrong. You're welcome. You're started off at Dante's shop as he's met by Jeff Bezos, who's been checking to see if he's been paying his Amazon subscription. However, Dante doesn't use Amazon, which pisses off Mr. Bezos, so he summons his Amazon employees to convince him to try it out. Thus, you're thrown into Mission 1. Here you're introduced to the game's combat, the focus of which is to, as the kids say, Aura Farm and Mog, respectively. Combining various different attacks will raise your super cool guy meter, rating your aura based on how well you molest the enemies. After each mission and at statues, you are given the option to purchase items and more moves. Get Stinger. Get Stinger. Get Stinger. Get Stinger. After ending the suffering of some poor Amazon employees, a giant tower erupts from the ground, and Dante immediately knows it has to be the work of his emo evil twin brother Vergil, as he's always wanted to recreate 9/11. So Daniel begins his journey to stop him. Upon getting to the entrance of the Twinless Tower, he's met with Jeff Bezos' puppy, who will not let you in until you've sufficiently pet it, starting the first boss. This boss will touch you a lot. Don't worry though, it only gets harder from here. Once you've tabled the turns on the icy doggo, he realizes you're chill like that, and turns into nunchucks. Yes, that is what actually happens. I am not joking.
You have my blessing.
After showing off his super cool kung fu skills, a Foid breaks in and
Are you going to the party? What's the hurry? Didn't you get an invitation?
yeah, that happens. After some uneventful exploration, you come across a flying worm. It's a worm that flies. Not much else to say, it just kind of dies. Rest in peace, my wormy, he got hit by an Izuka. After grabbing an item you need, a jester that's oddly infatuated with swords helps Detroit open a door before reminding him of his Amazon subscription.
Thanks.
Eventually, David comes across two bodybuilders who won't let him through until he's admired their gains. Aside from taking on two guys at once, what makes this fight interesting is how it tries to teach you parrying timing. However, I do not care. Go Gadget Cerberus! After obliterating their gains, they realize Dominic is the swollest of them all, and decide to let him use them as weapons.
No talking.
This will be a recurring theme. After some running around the tower, with truly nothing going awry, Drake finally encounters Vergil, and he tells him he can't recreate 9/11 with only one tower. However, he's too busy dreaming about planes and towers to listen to reason. Unfortunately, Ditto loses this fight and gets stabbed. Twice. However, this somehow unlocks his latent Sigma abilities, allowing him to do shit like this. Yeah, he got eaten. Well, Dream is now stuck in the stomach of a whale. On the bright side, you can now become a real Sigma at will, making you do more damage and move faster. After obliterating the whale's stomach, Draco rips his way out and runs into Foyd. They get ambushed. However, Dandy remembers his true self and shouldn't help a woman, so he leaves. After a few minutes of fighting spiders and solving extremely difficult puzzles, we eventually encounter what every woman in video games should look like according to Twitter users. Her attempts at seduction fail because Dennis never loses, and that includes his virginity. This fight is, easy. Ignore that. After losing, she turns into a guitar. Once again, I am not joking.
Your father was a handsome devil. But you're no slouch yourself.
While this is going on, Vergil realizes Jeff Bezos isn't true Cell and disposes of him. Eventually, Donald and Foyd come across his body. And we learn he's Foyd's father and sacrificed her mom so that he could become a billionaire. Very ethical of him. Duncan has better things to do and leaves them. Jeff Bezos then tells his daughter his dying wish is to make Virgin pay for his Prime subscription since it's overdue. Donatello, upon trying to get an item he needs, is faced with a Discord mod who's mad at him apparently because his father will consistently post memes in general. However, Darius does not care about his memes and or generals, which pisses off the mod more, so he decides he needs to ban him from life. While this fight is really cool, it is also quite challenging. However, you will get a feel for it after a few tries. Denzel just manages to survive by telling the Discord mod there's an e-girl outside. Dylan then picks up an item and Jerkster appears again to tell him about
that thick shaft that causes women to shudder.
Why did he say this? He also says what Drumstick is holding is the mythical red pill, and while he holds it, he'll be granted infinite Sigma energy. However, it also gives him super cancer, so he has to move fast. After getting the red pill to where it needs to be, he can finally chase down Virgin. However, he is stopped by a Hans that can stop time. This boss is nothing special. After making the Hans extinct, Drumsy also gains the ability to stop time. Make sure to remember this as, I will never use it. Meanwhile, Virgin is about to conduct the 9/11 ritual, but gets interrupted by the Discord mod. For daring to interrupt his sacred ritual, he turns the moderator into martial arts gear. He then attempts the ritual just for it not to work. He starts to think maybe one tower really isn't enough. Then Durin appears and Virgin decides to take out his frustrations on him.
Again and again, my friend, you never see it coming. You see that my mind is the vaporized. You're done but damn it, teacher, you lost surprise. I'm coming.
They then get interrupted by Foyd, who's come to make Virgin pay his Prime subscription. However, Virgin tells her he doesn't have one, which makes her pause. Jerkster then interrupts, and we find out he was actually Jeff Bezos all along, and had lured them here so that he could be the one to start 9/11 too, as he needs the blood of an incel, 2 amulets, and a special Foyd. He needs 9/11 too so he can sell disaster amenities on Amazon and make millions from the event. He then aura farms on all of them before starting the ritual, causing the Twinless Tower to rise and shift apart. Also, Virgin disappears, but that's less important. Dionysus tries to convince Foyd to leave. However, she wants revenge for Bezos' unethical billionaire deeds and goes off anyway. Devin decides to go too. After much running around, Dionysus realizes he hasn't broken the laws of physics enough today. After fighting the worst enemies in the game for the first time, I hate these things. We shift the tower a bit and progress all the while Bezos finishes up the 9/11 ritual, opening a portal to the terrorist dimension. Back to Darwin, after solving another challenging puzzle. I am so smart. He encounters Foyd again, but this time she tells him to stay out of this. Of course, Dream doesn't listen to Foyd's, so battle commences.
A river in a garland, the left is in a lost end, a heartbeat for demon, a wedges in a strange land. I'm given the balance, but I'm standing on razor.
After viciously mogging on her, Devontae assures Foyd he'll stop her father, and she gives him her bazooka. On his way to the terrorist portal, he encounters himself. If he was emo and cool. After defeating the Shadow Clone, Dakota gets the ability to clone himself. Make sure to remember this too because I will never use it. Darren then finally makes his way into the terrorist dimension. After a very normal game of chess, you now have to do a boss rush where you decide who you fight. Finally, after all of this, we face Bezos, who has now absorbed the power of Dexter's father, which was stored in this realm. However, instead of looking cool as hell, he chooses to become an ugly, fat blob. So he must now face his chopped ass. Now this fight is actually pretty okay until... So do you like your style abilities? Do you like your devil trigger? Oh, screw you. Have shitty Vergil instead. After wrecking this fat chud, it seems Virgin still wishes to cause 9/11 too. However, Dobby cannot allow this, starting the game's final fight. After Virgin takes the L, he tells Dora the portal is closing and decides to stay in the terrorist dimension. Dre then returns to the human world and gives Foyd back her bazooka. And at the end, all we can say is, maybe even a chud may cry.